Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft's Feed the Beast Monster Mod Pack. Salute. All right, how do you like my my new helmet? Pretty sweet, isn't it? Bet you're wondering where I got the idea for this. You think I'm joking, don't you? I'm gonna show you. You're gonna love this. It's the Power Armor Helmet. Oh yeah. Look at there. We've got diamond plating, heat sink, advanced batteries, night vision, aura meter. Oh, let me tell you what's going on here. All right. As you know, I've been running around like crazy with the night vision helmet. But at the same time, I want to be able to see my aura nodes with my runic goggles revealing. And it got to the point where I would have to switch one for night vision with the other for the runic aura. And I'm like, all right, there's got to be something I can combine these two with. And sure enough, the power armor is the answer. I was able to put night vision, which you can see off to the far left, night vision. And I can still see my aura nodes. So I've combined two helmets into one. Whoop, they're backwards. That's all right. Mix and match. All right, now, since I've basically started a whole new mod, I created a separate little room here with the power armor table, and I found out a neat little trick with the helmet. Not only can you add different armor, energy, environment, which means like water breathing, which I don't really need, auto feeder, which I can't get to work right. I've got the vision and the aura. Those were the two main things I wanted. And of course, just playing around with the helmet, I started playing around with the power fist. Have not upgraded it yet, but definitely a future project. I love finding new mods in this game to play around with. All right, and then of course the other armor, the chest plate, the legs, the boots. I'll be playing around with all of it just to see what it can do. But what you're probably wondering is how in the world can I have my helmet on and it be invisible? Believe it or not, it's simpler than you think. If you hit the L key, which brings up the color palette. All right, for the helmet, you can actually select what you want visible on your helmet to make it a really cool looking helmet. That's actually the front. That's the back. But as I was playing around with adding and subtracting all the different cool features, I noticed that if I unselected absolutely everything, the helmet disappeared. So I'm still wearing it. I still get the effect, but I don't have this big bulbous head. So I thought, you know what? That's the one I'm going to go with. So I hope you like it as much as I do. I'm going to try and experiment with the rest of the armor as well. All right, so I got the night vision goggle on. That's why I can see in here with no lights. All right, well, actually, that was just kind of a side project. My main project, as you may have remembered, was my big reactor. I needed more power. More power, more power, more power. Slow pan to the right. Wow, that music came in right on cue. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. This thing is huge. I made a power reactor. This thing is 32 by 32 by 32. That's a big reactor. Guess what? I no longer have a power problem. Ooh, I need to learn how to fly. All right, let me show you what we got going on here. I am producing 147,000 kilo redstone flux per tick. 147, and it's still going up. 100% in my buffer. It's still super cold. The reason it's super cold is I selected to go with the cryothium. Now, here's the problem with cryothium. You cannot let it flow like Resident Ender or Redstone. You have to fill every block as a source block for cryothium. And there are 16,000 source blocks. This project is what I've been working on for the last 6 weeks. And I've been kind of keeping it a secret because I wanted it to be a big reveal. And the whole reason I did the big reactor is I did not ever want to have another power problem again. For example, we've got our laser drill. Now, I demonstrated the laser drill last week. It's not very energy efficient. And according to Reddit, laser drills are only for when you have excess energy and you're just trying to figure out what to do with it. Well, this is one of the things to do with it. Also, if you remember last week, we were discussing the fact which is better, having the laser drill at bedrock or having it up in the air. Well, someone on Reddit answered my question. Believe it or not, someone has actually torn apart the source code and said any drill above level 128 actually saves about, what was it, 4,000 RF per tick. Okay. When you're talking 100,000 RF per tick, 4,000 doesn't really seem like that big of a savings. So, but you can see that we are now cruising when it comes to getting free ore. Here it comes. There it goes. All right, and I'm using, of course, the tesseracts to bring in the energy from the big reactor and the items to go into my ME system. All right, so yeah, when it comes to how high to put the laser drill, I think that depends on whether you have excess power to spare or not. That's the big question. All right. I'm going to go do some prep, and I will be back in just a sec. All right. One of the things that I forgot to showcase last week was I keep getting shot at. No, the new quarries. This particular quarry is called the endothermic pump. You actually have to build 2 of these when you build your ender quarry, and so I just kind of if you look at me, I just kind of glazed over it for all right, I got my eye on you. I'm talking here. What this will do is this will actually act as a lava pump. It will pump lava. Now the cool thing is it doesn't even have to be near lava. And instead of pumping the lava out and making a big hole, kind of like this big hole here where I had just a regular pump, it will actually replace the lava with stone. It's kind of neat how it throws a little cobblestone in there every now and then. But you can see it does it by chunks. Chunk there, chunk there, chunk there. And only as needed. So, watch it, watch it. So this is a really cool pump. And of course, I've got the tesseract on there, bringing in power and sending out fluids. All right, and then I've got another tesseract on top of my my lava tank, bringing in the lava. So endothermic pump, very, very server friendly, very, very compact, very, very, what the heck is that? Very, very efficient. You know, I spend a lot of time in this game just standing around waiting for resources to come in because I'm usually working on a specific build, especially like the big reactor. And while I'm sitting around just waiting, I'll look through the NEI and see some of the other cool stuff that I can build. And I ran across a cookie jar by Bibliocraft. Bibliocraft has a lot of cool stuff. It's got the shelves and the potions. And I thought, okay, cookie jar. I guess I'll put cookies in it. But when I tried to go and put something else in it, I found out I could put whatever I want in the cookie jar and it would still show up as cookies. I thought that was kind of cool. You could actually hide stuff in your cookie jar and it just looks like decoration. I know, it's dumb, but I thought it was funny. Okay, I wanted to share a little troubleshooting tip with y'all. It has to do with the medium voltage capacitor and the high voltage capacitor for the power armor. In the recipe, in the NEI, the recipe, let's use a pattern encoder as an example. All right, if you go into NEI, when you're using the pattern encoder, all you have to do is hit R on whatever it is you want to make, such as that. And you see the little question mark. You hold down the shift key and it actually puts it in the pattern encoder. You go encode and bam, you've got an encoded pattern for your ME system. And you can just drop it in. And now it knows how to make the medium voltage capacitor. However, it does not work in the monster mod pack. This recipe does not work because the energy crystal is the wrong ID number. So what I had to do was I had to manually go into the configuration files of the machine muse code and change it. All right, so the actual recipe, if I was to build it, let's get some wiring. It's 2 wires, and you have to get a redstone energy cell frame. That's the high voltage. Medium voltage. You have to get the redstone energy conduit, bam, and that is your medium voltage capacitor. That's this one right here. So I had to basically change the recipe for the redstone energy conduit to get this. The same problem with the high voltage. If you go in here, you hit R, question mark, it says you have to use a Lapotron crystal. That is not correct. You actually have to use the redstone energy cell frame. And that is the correct recipe. All right. So those are the changes from the NEI for the medium voltage and the high voltage capacitor for the power suits. All right, it allows you to use your thermal expansion rather than your Lapotron crystals and your red energy crystals. I just thought that that was kind of neat to share because, like I said, I couldn't figure it out on the Wikipedia, and I actually had to go into the configuration file and decode it myself. Okay, well, we have a couple of minutes left for today's episode, and I want to try out a new feature that I put in my my armor claw. We're going to try and see how good it does against the wither. All right. Now, whoa, inside of my head. This thing takes a lot of power. 500 K, and I'm not sure if it's RF or EU, but it won't even work if I try to adjust it for less than that. But it's only got one feature, lightning. Watch out, little birdie. We'll get caught in the crossfire here. All right, I don't know what's going to happen, but as we know, this thing is going to shoot straight up in the air and try to outrun me. I think the Power Glove only has about 2 hits on it. So we'll see what happens here. And of course, I'm not wearing much armor, so watch out, bird. Oh, look at there, shooting at the bird. Oh, great. I missed. And that was it. One shot. One shot. All right, well. Ow. All right, there he goes. He's flying. He's going up. Now, if you'll notice in my toolbar, I've got a red rose. That's the witherless rose. So, as you can see, I don't get withered. Now, I do still take damage from the explosion, so I do have to kind of be careful with that. But, alright, time to die. Fun's over. There we go. Oh no. Did it fall into the water? Oh, doesn't matter. I got everything right there. Nether star, miniature heart, and a couple sigils. Woohoo! Alright, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed the episode as well. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. Please share with your friends. And as always, I will see you next time.